welcome to Ask Moms podcast.
So welcome back to Ask Moms, the show where we talk about parenting, coffee, and all the ways we're trying to raise decent little humans without needing a therapist on speed dial. As we always remind everyone, we are not professionals, but we can share our experience and remind you that
You're awesome.
If you feel you need professional support, please reach out to a qualified medical expert. So we talk all things motherhood, the good, the tough, and everything in between. And now, please, drum roll, cue the lights. Today we're talking about how theater helps kids shine with a very special guest, Amy Bridle of Hub Productions, Muskoka. And now, everyone, take your seats because the spotlight is on. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful introduction.
I know, eh?
Thank you.
I know. Yes, and thank you, Amy. And maybe we can start with a brief overview of maybe your background, who
Sure.
Hub Productions is, etc.
Yeah. So when I was in grade 7, I had a really special teacher, a local teacher. Her name's June Salmon. She's wonderful. But she decided that in our little public school, they were going to do Anne of Green Gables. So somehow I auditioned for this role, and I got the role of Anne of Green Gables. And I can honestly say that, I don't want to be dramatic and say that it saved my life, but I definitely at that age was really struggling. And it opened up a whole new world for me. Through high school, I continued we did lots in high school. I was still part of the band. I was really involved in the arts, but I was also very academic and athletic. So it was just one of those things where I think theater helped me just have the confidence to just go after what I wanted. And went off to a 4-year honors program at University of Western Ontario. They had a Huron Underground Dramatic Society thing.
So we were raised,
Yeah, those
right?
years ago.
And my final year, I had a wonderful thesis advisor. And again, these are teachers that have really, these are the moments in your life that have shaped you. She was my thesis advisor. I had been accepted to international law school. I'd done a year abroad in international
Wow.
Good for
development and
you.
affairs. So I had been doing these shows, and she came to one of my shows. It was the final year of my 4th year, and she showed up just to watch because we thought, come watch us. And I walked out, and she was staring at me, and she looked angry at me or angry with me or something. And I went over, I was like, hey, did you like it? And she just looked at me and said, you need to be doing that.
Wow.
This is
Goosebumps.
right. And
Yeah.
when I tell that story, I still get the goosebumps.
Yeah.
I finished my thesis. I deferred my law acceptance.
Good.
And I zipped off, left everything in Ontario behind, and went out I didn't want to do another degree. I just was like, let's just see.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a year, an acting intensive at Vancouver Film School in Vancouver. So I was acting for film, and television, and theater. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged somewhere, and I felt like I was truly good at something.
Goosebumps again.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that feeling.
Right, professionally. And my parents are from here. I'm from here originally. They had finally, the Bracebridge Arts Council at the time had got this sort of approval to build this theater inside the new high school in the town sportsplex. And she was, this is part of her volunteer thing because all her kids, now she had to, support the arts. Because I had actually started booking more acting gigs in Toronto. So I was like, this is kind of ridiculous.
Well,
so we cover all
he
of
was a
it.
sweetheart.
What an amazingly happy and motivational story.
Yeah, and that's what it stands for, happiness unbridled.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Kim. You tripped into that.
Just tripped right into that. That's the acronym, but we also thought it was fitting that it was.
So, okay, let's start with the kids that kids like you, young, and they're in their room. I was one of those kids too.
Yeah.
The shy ones.
I'm sure a lot of us are. And you're in your room and you're singing into your hand like it's a mic, or
Brush.
you're acting, but you're too
Putting
shy.
on skits, you're doing
Or
all,
your kids or your friends make fun of you. That was my case.
Well, I think that's what you see. You see you see kids that are free. They don't have certain parts of their brain developed, and really one of the things when we're training actors is how do you get back to that level of freedom where you can just play and not feel judged, worried about what people think. I need to be cool. That really starts to happen in our adolescence, and I think yes, it's part of culture. It's part of, but I think it's also brain development and just how we as a species evolve.
So was there a process involved that you helped them kind of work through that?
Yeah, at a higher level for sure, especially in university, because we're really trying to get rid of, you see people have habits, whether it's a vocal habit or a physical tic or just a compensatory pattern, like, we do all these things physically, we do them emotionally, we do them mentally. We start to compensate so that we feel safe, we don't feel exposed, we don't feel emotional, or we're either over emotional or so there's a lot of stuff happening. And so when you have someone on stage, you want them to just feel like, and I think that is the reminder or the harken back for me. It's the first time I felt like I belonged somewhere.
Yeah.
So our whole thing around inclusivity and safety and acceptance is non-negotiable at Hub.
I have to share this story, Amy.
Yeah.
Because it's so true. When my son was little, he attended, I think, 2 or 3 of your programs.
Yeah.
And one was Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you know this. So he was never too shy, but he wasn't sure of himself either. So being part of that direction and acting like, I believe to this day, like he's very musical, right? Mm-hmm. He's online at Berkeley right now. So anyway, but where I was going with that is we attended a wedding. So he must have been, I would say, 4 or 5 years old. And the song from Mamma Mia came on. And everybody was on the dance floor, like a normal wedding. And he started doing his routine. I think it was Mamma Mia, actually.
Dancing
that
Queen
song.
or Mamma
Dancing
Mia.
Queen.
Yeah,
It was Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
So Dancing Queen came on. And he started doing the little routine that he learned, honestly. And I have a video somewhere of a whole group of people started to follow him. And he was just in his glory, but he wasn't full of himself or anything.
No,
he was just having a ball.
Yeah. No filters.
Yeah.
No filters. Yeah. And he was little.
Yeah.
So
and
hats off to your group because
it those are the goals,
they're on the stage with you, but it also follows them through to other areas. So
and we see that, we had a couple of the girls that had done programs with me, and I got a note. Was it last summer or summer before that 4 of those girls had just been accepted to the same med school. Like, 4 girls from Muskoka, 3 of which had done Hub. So they're they've done amazing things. But I do think that having the ability to communicate, to advocate for yourself, to be able to
express yourself.
We came from generations where we were told to be seen and not heard. We were, especially as women, not taken serious, blah, 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 all that stuff. We can go down that road. So really trying to have a kid, whether they're confident, shy, full, like neurotypical or neurodiverse. To me, I go, at the end of the day, it's not that I don't care what anybody's. We all have stories. Exactly. That's where I'm coming from. Yeah. And we can only express that from a place of truth. So we want to be kind. We want to be respectful. We also, I think our generation was like, we take care of everyone. We take care of the families. Yeah. But how do we take care of ourselves? So that's one of the things that I, even with my own kids, yes, I want you to be kind to everyone, but not at the expense of somebody. Like
being a doormat.
Also, you're allowed to have a boundary. You're allowed to say no. Yes. No is a full sentence.
Yes.
You don't even have to tell. You don't even have to.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah. And no is a full sentence.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. Nice. And I truly believe that does help us from a mental health, from a relational standpoint, the ability to be responsible. Like I always say to my kids, we can't control people, places, or things.
Nope.
We can only control how we show up, how we respond, what the effort that we put in. So focus on that. Don't worry about the other noise.
Learn to like yourself and be comfortable with yourself before you can be in another relationship.
And that's exactly what theater taught me. And I think that's that core of
that's
like
wonderful.
When I say, I felt like I belonged. Yeah. Oh no, I felt like I came home to myself to that I went, oh, I like this person.
I want everybody to be able to experience that
Me
feeling in
too.
something, whatever it is, right? Yes.
You express that so well, you can feel it.
It's almost like you're an actress.
Yeah.
I'm trained. I've got my master's in emoting.
Well, there. Well, it paid off.
It paid off.
Yeah, she's good when she's acting, and she's great when she's not acting too.
Right.
So, what changes do you see in the kids from their first class to their very first performance?
I think, again, that's such a spectrum because one of the tenets and one of the core values that we drill home with parents, especially with parents, we work with kids from where they're at.
And everybody's different.
And everybody's
different.
So I can't expect little Susie, who could barely squeak out one word, to little Lily who comes in. So I always use my kids as barometers. Like you guys must sort of go, is something working, or what has fed your kids? So my son, he's just turned 10, and he is me. He's that shy, very anxious little guy. Luckily, I went through that, and I have a lot of education around it. So how I've brought him up is a bit different than how I was brought up. However, he's sporty, does not want to do theater at all. But when he was in grade 1, I just said, no, non-negotiable. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can do a sport, but you got to do an art. Mm-hmm. And do this because, mommy's working here anyway. So what are you gonna? You can't go home. You're 6. Yeah. So we did a Moana, and he was in it, and he had some friends in it, and that was great. He realized that it was a nice social, but he had that anxious. Again, we talk about habits, compensatory things, where he put his hands in his mouth all the time. He was always chewing on something. Yeah. That was how he self-regulated. Yeah. Just that, they call it mouth, whatever they call it, right?
Kind of hide
now they have kids that have gum, little erasers that they chew on, but he very much. It was getting to be a problem in the sense that you're getting sick more because he's putting his hands in his mouth. And anyway.
Oh my gosh, COVID.
Yeah. So I gave him a line just thinking, no, I want him to be able to stand and deliver. Yeah. And I remember the week of the production, I'm way up in the production, up in the tech booth doing everything. And I'm looking down and I sort of think, I'm going to have this really big cathartic moment when Knowlton says his line.
This is a catalyst
and he's,
for his acting
look
career.
at what I've done, kind of tooting my own horn about here's how we've taken a kid from where he's at. And so he does his line and I'm like, and I feel nothing. I was like, wait a second. I don't feel I thought it was going to be a bigger moment sort of thing. So I go about my business and I'm doing it. And the next rehearsal, and he does his line. And I was still like, And then it hit me like a ton of bricks that I hadn't seen him put his hands in his mouth for 2 weeks. So it was not about, he's doing the thing. Yeah. He's saying the line on the stage and it's fine. And we checked that box. Yeah. But that he now was saying, because of that, he had felt more grounded, more comfortable, more himself, that he was no longer putting his hands in his mouth compulsively.
Okay, we all need this.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I always say,
God, we think so much alike. I'm just thinking that. I'm like, all kids need to be in this.
Well, it's one of the secrets about acting is that when you do pursue it at a more advanced level, professional level, it is an art form. So it is very easy for us to look at a painter or a potter, or even a musician. We've got these guitars here. We see that this is the instrument, and we want to keep the instrument. So the thing with order. So the thing is with an actor is that my body is my instrument, my voice is my instrument. We have lots of actors that do things that may not be health-wise great, but one of the things you learn is, I call it emotional hygiene. So you are in a program where you go in and it's almost like intensive therapy, where you are going in, you're visiting all these parts of yourself that are not necessarily truly aligned with just being able to be, to breathe, to feel your feet, to understand if something comes up, is that I'm actually feeling something, or is that fear? Is it so being able? Our emotions are our palette, are our instrument. So if I'm the kid that was told, don't cry, just suck it up, Billy. Boys don't cry, that whole piece. So when I work with boys, especially boys of a different generation, I think it's different, better now, but working with kids or university kids 20 years ago, it was like a dam, like having to break through a dam, a wall of like holding on to pain, grief. Like, and so it truly is hard work. Like people always like, well, what do you mean you went to school and you have your master's in acting? I'm like, I also say like, okay, I have my master's in breathing. I have my master's in like psychotherapy. I have my like, so it's one of these things where it's so inclusive of amazing things. Like it's, at the end of the day, that's what we say. The better human being we can source, the better actor. The more paint that actor's going to have on their palette board. If someone can only be angry, well, I'm going to get bored of that real soon.
Yeah. So it's like holistic. You're taking the entire entity of somebody and helping them
be neutral.
And
be the best that they can.
And that's what I love about you, Amy, because you are an actress, you are a professional, but you're bringing it home, and your focus is helping our kids.
Yeah, that's priceless.
Right? That's priceless.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I got pretty lucky there because that was the thing. We're doing this as a lark to raise money. And
I don't think it's luck. Like,
it's you're right.
Because you could have went in a whole different. You could have stayed in Vancouver.
Yeah,
There's lots of opportunity out there.
You could be writing legal briefs right now.
I could be. Yeah, it did. It brought me. As cheesy as it sounds, it did bring me home. Yeah. And it brought me a career that I don't think I would have had anywhere else. I mean, I could have had many different things, but one that gave me the ability to impact as many young people as I have.
I know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We need you cloned. Like,
no kidding.
I do. I got a business partner, and we clone all our. We're just trying to clone the good.
But for adults too. What about every single age?
Yeah, and I really that's the really exciting part about. So BAC was what's started the theater, and it was the board of directors, and it's now we've rebranded. We're called Theater Muskoka. So currently I'm the chair of that board, and one of our pushes this year is artistic direction and education arm that is geared towards multi-generational pieces. We just were in chats with Alzheimer's saying like, what about music and memory? Like starting to pull all these pieces. Again, it's all about funding. It's all about where do you find the money and what.
And it's new too.
It's new. Just started the sing along. It's going to be the first weekend of March break, but we're doing like welcoming everyone, and we're using the songs from Wizard of Oz, Wicked, because they have really great messaging. Really and it's been in pop culture. We've seen the movies, and we've got the Rotary doing the musical of the traditional. So it's just again an invitation to come. We're just gonna sing. You don't have to know music. You don't have to be a singer. We're not asking anyone to do it, but come out on a
everyone welcome.
Yeah.
We used to have a teacher that said everyone can sing. It's just unlocking like what is keeping.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the instances of being tone deaf are actually minuscule. I think there's like less than 1% of the population that are actually tone deaf. Oh, okay. It is just tension that makes your hearing when you can't hear a resonation. So it's around anxiety, tension,
or that
being
tightness
scared.
Of not letting it out.
So really.
So I have a question not related to the acting part.
Okay.
So what about kids that are interested in becoming part of the crew? Like the lighting and are there? That
is a huge part of it. It's been a less developed part, but we again have just started with Theater Muskoka. So what we're doing is we're sort of just having this open door policy. So Mondays, we have our high school drama club that's in there. But one of the things that we're working with our theater manager is that what if it's just a drop-in? What if someone comes in and wants to like hang out, chat, record a podcast, learn about lights? So we've started to create this sort of like Monday education piece series. Could be tech, could be costume and wardrobe, could be set design, set building.
There's
props.
There's
so many elements, right? Stage management is a huge one where I would love all the type A moms to come and
project
help me.
managers.
Yes.
Oh, the moms. You need moms who have
who just
project management.
Who already have 18 billion tabs open. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they don't have as many tabs. Maybe their kids are aging out and they're like still really active.
Now what do I do?
Yes, and
Here you go, moms.
Yeah, they're busy.
And dads.
Yeah, and dads. But
Everything.
we're talking about moms here.
So we're
Yeah.
so we're getting.
I like to give people an analogy. We live in a time and space right now where athletics is taking center stage, but not even like, don't get me wrong, I was an athlete. I love it. But the development of kids, it's like if they're by 12 years old, if they're not a prodigy, then it's almost like the recreational you and I could all go out and join recreational this and recreational that and recreational choir. Yeah. But something is happening just popular culture-wise that there's not a lot of space for teens that aren't making the high school team or making the rep team.
It's true.
There's not, like, all of a sudden they just go, well, I guess I and as a teenager, we talked about people feeling like, I'm not good enough. So then we lose them. And then we talk about a mental health crisis because then they're not moving their bodies.
That's right.
They're sitting on their phones. They're playing video games. So my thing with theater is what I want people to understand, that it's like theater can be your sport. I feel like kids nowadays, and not that they wouldn't think it's cool, but I feel with the phones, certain things, it's all of a sudden we're becoming very isolated. I would just, whatever your kid is interested in, or whatever they don't know they're interested in, I would encourage people with kids under the age of 10 to, like, that's what I said to my kids, you have to learn to swim, you got to do an art, and you can do a sport. Because here's some like let's just create well-rounded kids. And sure enough, my daughter went somewhere, as they're older, 10, 12, 13, they start to niche down, right? They go, oh, this is really my thing.
This works.
But I just think that any opportunity you can get, because this is why I'm able to have a business here, is because all of the arts funding for schools 20 years ago has been slashed and crashed multiple times. We're not even getting recess at a appropriate level. So when those things aren't happening to your kids during the 6 hours that they're in those walls, you do have to look for them elsewhere. And that's either community, church. Like, if it's not happening in your school, where are you spending your time? Hopefully it's not in the basement on your phone.
And I like the fact that it's all inclusive.
Yeah.
So there's the people that enjoy acting, the people that enjoy playing an instrument, people that enjoy putting costumes together, you know, the lighting, the technical side of it. So it's all inclusive.
You make my team no matter what.
And no matter what they're doing, they're watching the others. Yeah. Right?
And so the multi-generational piece, like when my kid plays hockey, he plays hockey with 10-year-olds. He doesn't play hockey with 18-year-olds. I've got a group of kids on stage right now doing Shrek, where I've got a 17-year-old boy playing Shrek, and I've got a 8-year-old girl playing Minnie. And this is what happens at camp, because our people are like, well, this is weird. Your age range is like 5 to 16 or 5 to 15. I said, yeah, because it's a team. It's a family. You start to see how leadership comes forward, how you are supposed to look out for the little sisters and brothers, or how the little sisters and brothers go, oh, I need to maybe model that behavior, maybe not. We're able to have all that be a learning experience without it being your actual siblings where there's all that rivalry and fighting. Here, all of a sudden, you get to be with some cool older girls, or like some little and you develop those empathetic pieces, or those leadership pieces, or those communication pieces.
So the kids are learning kindness and teamwork
and
inclusion, not judging each other.
And it's just and instead of it just being their peers, when they're a cross section like that, we don't have a lot of examples in our community right now where kids are allowed to be together at different ages and stages.
And I also want to stress that, because we went through the program and there were all different ages, that there's always leadership there.
And we monitor that. We're not
they don't just throw them all in the room and leave. You know, there's always
everything's a teaching moment. If you have an older kid that has having behavior regulation issues, we're able to go, okay, this is not what we're And again, my teaching isn't in, okay, Billy, sit down. You're being disruptive. Now, obviously, you have to have boundaries and authoritative voice, but we want to know why Billy feels like he needs to act out. That's the training of acting. Hey, Billy, do you feel bored? Did something happen at home? Have you eaten lunch? Like, we start to track through what of those holistic pieces for a kid that teachers don't have time to do. And you can guarantee that 50% of their kids haven't had breakfast. Like, it's sad. It's the world and the news, like you said. But one
and
teacher can't track through
it's
that.
not even always about the kids that can't afford to eat.
No, it's just not.
They choose not to
my
eat.
daughter.
And they don't realize
how it's impacting them.
Yeah. So a quick overview.
Yes.
Can you just tell us the benefits?
I mean, I think just from like the core values that I mentioned, we've got that inclusivity piece. So inside of that, you're creating self-esteem, confidence, just the ability to be yourself and be in relationship, be able to communicate and try to just not be.
Yeah.
That really creates that resilience piece where someone's not like, oh, they're mean to, like, they can do that. I'm not in control of people, places.
Yeah.
I can control how I am,
Yes.
and therefore that fosters that
That's good.
ability to collaborate effectively, ability to communicate with all ages.
Yeah.
So those enhanced communication skills. And again,
Excellent.
that's when you say go on to other things, you don't need to go on to theater, but
Priceless.
when you're going on in any career,
anywhere.
anything.
Doesn't
I have
matter what
adults
you're
girls you were
doing.
talking
I have
about.
adults contact me all the time wanting to take like speaking lessons.
Team building
A
things
big
and-
thing for me too is that strengthening of empathy.
Yes.
And on the flip side, because my kids are empaths and I was an empath, I didn't stand up for myself.
Yeah.
I go, we're going to cultivate empathy in those that are unfamiliar with it, and we're going to not curb empathy, but learn how to redirect some of that empathy to their own self. So that's the double-edged sword that I didn't have as a kid, right?
Yeah.
So theater is like fun therapy.
It's like amazing fun therapy.
Fun therapy.
It is.
So
I just do, and it's like that you said, the communication, but I just think, again, we're in that AI world, and now we go, oh, I'm just going to write a poem, and I go, hey, ChatGPT, write me a poem about how amazing it was to be on Ask Moms, and I'm going to do. When you don't have that practice, you start to lose those imagination pieces and those creation pieces and those. I got to practice it. If I got a bigger bicep, I got to do a bicep curl. If I want more creativity, I got to allow myself to let the images that and the feelings and the thoughts and the words that come to me authentically
So important.
be what I authentically communicate, even if it sounds ridiculous or even if I don't know what it means or even if I don't even understand why I'm saying it.
Well, I challenge you parents out there to not find a benefit to being
it's hard,
in the
believe
theater.
me. I'm in the trenches of that, and
theater.
it's trying to balance.
Oh,
So-
keep fighting.
Please
You're doing
keep
awesome.
going. Keep going.
We need you.
Yeah. So, in closing, thank you again, Amy, for sharing your process and thoughts on how being involved in the theater arts can help our kids grow in so many friggin' ways.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Better kids.
Yeah. And to everyone out there, we hope you feel heard, supported, and motivated. We know you do your best, right, Kim?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there are many others like you out there that share the same rewards and hurdles as you. So if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to us at askmomstoday@gmail.com. You can listen to us on YouTube with a fresh episode every Saturday. We are also scheduled on Hunters Bay Radio 88.7 on the dial or www.muskokaradio.com. Are you bored with me talking yet? And we'll be introducing our new Facebook page very soon.
Do you want to tell people how they can
Communicate with me.
Yeah, reach out to
Well, we are at hubproductionsmuskoka.com. We're also on Hub Productions Muskoka on Instagram and Facebook.
So remember, everyone, you're not alone.
You've got this.